The reason you clicked on this video is to learn how many hours does a software sales rep work. I was an SDR for the last 2 years, so I can speak to SDR specific workload. Recently promoting to an account executive, I'll talk about that workload. In your sales career, you will hit your quota, you will not hit your quota. How many hours should you work relative to where you're at in your quota? And then relative to where you're at in your career, what does the workload look like? Before we get into that breakdown, make sure to hit the like button on this video below and subscribe to the channel. It really helps and I would appreciate it. And the common denominator I want you to understand first and foremost, no matter who you are, no matter what you get paid, no matter what you look like, no matter what you do, everybody in the world has 7 days in a week, 24 hours in a day. That comes out to 168 hours a week that you have at your disposal to do as you wish with them. And the first thing you need to ask yourself, job aside, no matter what you do, who you are, you need to ask yourself, what are your values and what do you want? If you don't know what you want, if you don't know what your actions are working toward, then you're gonna have a hard time continuing to put in the effort day after day. Because I will be the first one to let you know, being in sales is not easy. There's a lot of stresses that come with it. There's a lot of hard work that's required. And that's why your workload needs to reflect that. So first off, ask yourself, what do you want? And then once you identify what you want, you can backtrack towards that and put in the level of action needed to get those outcomes. Point number two, you need to ask yourself, what are the outcomes you want? Some people you will meet, you'll come across, will work not as hard as you, but will get better outcomes. You can work as hard as you want, but it doesn't matter. All that matters is the outcome. The best example of this is in school. You can study for 10 hours for a test. Meanwhile, Susie studies for 2 hours, but she gets an A and you get a B. Regardless of the work aside, it's all about the outcome. And that's the same thing in sales. In sales, whether you're an SDR, you most likely have weekly or monthly quota attainment goals. Whether you're an account executive, you have quarterly goals that play into these annual outcomes. Whether you're an executive in your career and you're thinking more towards 1 to 3 year planning, there are these outcomes, these metrics that your success is measured against. So you need to ask yourself, based on what you want, based on what those success metrics look like, how many hours is it gonna take for you to get that desired level of outcome? Me personally, I want to hit my quota each and every quarter. I want to exceed it and I want to promote. And right now I work from about 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. each and every day. Some days it's more, some days it's less. That comes out to about 50 to 55 hours per week in my software sales job. That was pretty universal across my career. When I first started, I was terrible. I was not good at the job. I was scared to cold call. I feared rejection. I was really inefficient. So it required me to work 60, 65 hours a week when I first started. And by really putting in that time, that's what helped me get much better, get more efficient. So now I can spend less time on activities that are meaningful and still get the outcomes I want. And it's all about the efficiency. So point number 3 that I wrote down is that it's all about efficiency. And what that means is doing more in less time. So those are my thoughts on how much time and how many hours are required as an SDR and AE in career in software sales. It's really going to depend, and it comes down to whatever you want, because a lot of people I've seen don't want to put in the hard work, and you just got to ask yourself, what do you want? What are you willing to put in to get the outcome you want? And that's really what it's going to come down to. A lot of people want to take the easy path, and the easy path oftentimes will not result in the outcomes you want. So you need to make sure that you stick to what you want, even be able to identify what you want. I think that's the biggest problem that a lot of people have, including myself, is if you can't clearly define what you want, then how do you expect to know the level of action and output that you need to put in to get those results? If you just willy-nilly it, if you just hope to get to that destination without knowing your route to get there, you're gonna have a hard time getting there if you don't even know where you're going. So I'm starting to blabber on a little bit, but appreciate you sticking with me. I hope you got some value from this video. I hope you like the new setup. Got the desk out in the room, got some books out, got the wireless mic back out to hopefully make the audio better. I'm gonna continue to make these videos better. I'm gonna continue putting out daily sales content. I hope to help you in some way. I want to inspire you. I want you to leave this video feeling better than you did before and more confident to go out and do better in your role, in your life in general, or just however you feel. I hope it's positive. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
It's not a game, it's a